Hey, welcome to another episode of Chelas con Chavos. I'm John, and I'm here
Whoa.
with Miguel. You hear me?
Yeah. I don't know what happened there.
It's the electricity still rumbling through San Diego right now, man. It's
Oh, I know exactly what happened. My dumbass had the YouTube live in the background.
oh,
Yeah, so sorry, my bad, everybody.
oh, there you go, man.
Yeah, that was my fault. Yeah.
Anyways, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Chelas con Chavos. I'm here once again with Miguel. Exciting times here in San Diego. Playoff just is, the playoffs really in multiple sports are in the atmosphere.
Yep.
We're here to talk about Loyal and kind of what's going on around the city. Right now it's San Diego Loyal's turn this weekend to show what we got, what we can, offer, the city in regards to, first class men's professional soccer, showing that San Diego is, it's a soccer city, and we're going to see how it is this weekend. We got a tough opponent against Oakland. And we're gonna get into the match right there in our predictions, but there you go, man. I want to see what your input is on the buzz around San Diego. Now it's San Diego's turn for San Diego Loyal to show what we got. Wave won yesterday. Padres are doing well. They're going to the next round to the NLDS. Kind of want to get your input.
Yeah, and I mean, it's the past week in San Diego has been something I'm never ever gonna forget, man. Um, and obviously, it all started off with the Padres. I mean, I've been a big fan of them since I remember since I could walk, probably. Um, just being at the stadium during that playoff atmosphere, at both games, against the Dodgers. Finally beating that big brother that we had. That really amped me up, and the best part about that was that it got San Diego really excited for the two teams, that are also in the playoffs in San Diego, which is the Wave and the San Diego Loyal, obviously. Um, and it kind of worked out that that Loyal kind of lost the way they did because nobody was really, I guess everybody was paying more attention to the baseball game than the soccer game. I was watching, but I was kind of looking at both back and forth, just to kind of see what was going on. Um, but if the Loyal were gonna lose 4-0, I think I think Saturday was probably the day to do it because there was a lot of there was a lot of attention going towards another way. Plus, just with the roster that they played, and the type of game that they played. Second place already clinched, playoffs already clinched. There's really no more room for improvement or loss in the standing table, and it was probably a good game to lose in the way they did, but at the same time, we're seeing it with other playoff teams. Seeing it not even just with the Loyal, but you can see it in baseball. You can see it in the the Wave momentum going into the playoffs is really really huge. And
Yes.
how is that momentum going to be hurt with two ties uh, and a major loss like that? Like, is the
Yeah.
momentum really in the Loyal side right now? I don't know. Are they resting on their players? I don't know. It's giving me kind of vibes from last year, but I do have faith in our boys. We're riding high on the wave, and I mean not just the wave, the team, but metaphorically, we're riding high, and as a city, as a fan base. So I think the Loyal have a lot going for them right now.
Yeah, I agree. We have this momentum right now with this playoff atmosphere. I think this is the first time I could ever remember, obviously, because we never had a professional women's soccer team here. NWSL. This is the first year us having a team, and the same thing with the for USL. A men's professional soccer team as well, and also the baseball team. Everyone's going in the playoffs. Are in the playoffs and doing well. So now it's Loyal's turn to show. But yeah, you're right. If we were going to lose a game while everyone's attention is somewhere else, the match against Sacramento was the one to do it on. But yeah, I'm a little concerned, to be honest. About the momentum thing, because I'm a strong believer that you're going to the playoffs. You got to be hot. Kind of like the NFL. Like that. That first week bye. In the playoffs.
Mhm.
Sometimes you're like the New England Patriots. When Tom Brady was at his prime, right there. Sometimes having the week's rest or resting your players doesn't really work out. Look what happened to the Dodgers. A lot of people can debate that. Maybe the day's rest could have affected them, but that's why you got to maintain your streak or your activity and you being hot. That's why I think the Padres are doing really well. I think it's very important to kind of keep going and keep the body playing and stuff like that. You kind of get in a momentum, you start getting hot, right? So that's why I'm a little concerned with Loyal right now, just because, especially taking such a beating like a 4-0 in Sacramento, and Sacramento's a top team. They're on the rise right now. They're kind of having a mediocre season. Then all of a sudden they started getting hot at the end, and us, we already know what happened to us last year, kind of sort of falling apart last year, and we started kind of having a little bit of a sentiment. It was happening this year as
Yeah.
well, and then we didn't want to go into Sacramento and just getting but beat like that. Obviously, a couple players, were put in starting, like Andrew Carlton, and we'll get into him a little bit later, but people like that that you would expect to kind of fill those shoes, to where get those players who weren't getting all the minutes get in and kind of make a performance and score some goals. It didn't happen. But now it's really the eyes are going to be towards this match against Oakland this weekend, where Landon's going to have to make sure his game plan is correct, because Oakland's hungry right now. They got into the playoffs. They weren't sure if they're going to make it or not. It depended on other results, and that's one of the teams that I did not want to play. In essence, obviously because of what how games went in the past, and we'll get into it shortly after we kind of go over the Sacramento game. But I think it's going to be, I'm kind of happy we are playing them, because we're going to have an away presence of supporters at Torero, where if we would have played probably RGV or El Paso or something like that, we wouldn't have that. But I think it's going to be that's going to make it more electric at Torero, having an away supporters presence there. So we'll see what your opinion is on that, and then we'll get into the Sacramento details.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think what's uh the fact that they're playing Oakland is yeah, I guess it kind of gives them the opportunity to kind of get revenge, or um kind of play the team the way they were supposed to be playing them in the regular season. Um, it's gonna be a fantastic game. I think. It's gonna be very close. I don't think it's gonna be easy at all by any means. I mean, like I said, we tied up in Oakland and then we lost here at home. Right, they were one of the few teams that beat us here at home, this season. Uh, so and, I really don't want to make comparisons between the Padres, the Loyal and the Wave, because they're totally different teams, totally different fan bases sometimes. Um, a lot of them do kind of interject and they kind of intertwine, but it's important to note that if if they want to hit it big with the mainstream market in San Diego, with that market that's going to be able to fill in case they do move to Snapdragon. I don't know if they're going to do it or not, but in case they do, they're going to want to have butts in those seats, and those butts are going to be the people that are riding that playoff wave right now. Um, and
Yeah,
like I said earlier, it's not fair to compare them, but it is fair to compare the feeling that fans are getting and the emotions that the city of San Diego, especially the sports fans in the city of San Diego, are feeling. It is fair to say that the Loyal have to be able to take advantage of that. It might be a little bit added pressure, now that they have to do that. And you think about it too, the the National League Championship Series is going to be starting up this week again, right?
yep,
So it's going to be Tuesday, Wednesday at home, Friday, Saturday, Sunday at Philadelphia. And the potential that the Padres are playing Sunday, then right after that, you're going to go see the Loyal play. Um, the potential is there for there to be like a lot of excitement in the air, especially you say the Padres do win that fifth game and the fans are just riding a high. They're going to go over there and say, "Yeah, let's get this going. Let's get this winning." It's going to be electric. And like
yes,
I don't really mind too much about away fans being at the game. Um, it's going to be good for. I mean, it's going to probably be good for Oakland, but for the most part, I would much rather just have that stadium be packed with San Diego people.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, there's going to be a lot of eyes, looking at San Diego. A lot of people are going to be seeing kind of what's going on over here, and
Yeah,
it's going to be very interesting to see how the week progresses. And like you said, going into the weekend, if the Padres are playing on Sunday, and and Loyal's playing as well, and kind of see how that day goes. So I'm very excited. So
yeah,
let's kind of get more in depth into the episode today, and talk about a little bit about the Sacramento match that Loyal played up there in Sacramento. Kind of just want to make a few comments on here, just kind of just highlight a few things, but the roster wasn't really too crazy different, from the games that we were playing. We're doing really well, right? Like just
yeah,
only I'm just gonna just go over the first players at the beginning of the match that were starting. We had Koke, Riley, who doesn't really typically get the start. Akon was sitting at the bench. Stoneman was in there. Adams, uh, Martin, Charlie Adams, Guido, Carlton. Right. He hasn't started too many games, but he's starting here. Which we'll get into that if you agree with that or not. But Conway was in there, Moshobane, and Amang. So you would figure, we have a competitive, you know, team up there that was going to look to get a win, but obviously that didn't happen. And in the first what was the first 5 minutes, Sacramento went up. The first goal, you can kind of make that debate that Koke didn't really see too well, just because a Sacramento player was kind of a lot of players were in front of him before he kicked the ball. So you can say that Koke just around the 18-yard box where Koke couldn't see the ball too well. You can give that
hmm
debate right there in the second minute. Rodrigo Lopez, playing really well for Sacramento this season. Scored that goal, and just 2 minutes later, the fourth minute, another goal by Sacramento, where it looked like it was a straight, what was it, like a 25-yard shot or something like that, and then
yeah,
one of the defenders from Loyal, it looked like it kind of deflected off like a leg there, and then Koke, just got surprised by what the deflection on that, and then there you go. It's 2-0. And then in the 15th minute, a real rocket, by Matt LaGrassa from Sacramento. And then there, you can kind of, say to yourself right there, was that Koke, just kind of timed it incorrectly there. So some people can say, hey, Koke is our number one keeper right now. He got to subbed for the second half, and then Farid looked like he did pretty well, and then just allowed a goal in the 81st minute. Um, but the question here is, was Koke really a fault here? Was he not? Could things that could have been better? I want to see what your thoughts are on that. But there you go. 4-0 in Sacramento, and Carlton was in there. He had a good shot at the end of the match, but he kind of he has talent. And he has some potential of well, he's shot a lot of good balls towards the opposing goal in several games, where we know that his shot has caused either some confusion in the defense, or like the goalkeeper either deflected or caught it or blocked it, and then
yeah,
the deflected ball has gone in from another player from Loyal, either hitting it in or something like that. So he tries to score, but he hasn't really done much this season at all. I'm for one saying that I think he needs to leave. Especially he's not really shown that he can, he'd be that player that's going to be scoring goals. But from here, from again, to kind of just finish off my thoughts here, I did not think that we were going to leave there with 4 goals on us, and none of us, no Loyal players scored. But there you can kind of just make basically your thoughts right there on Koke and Andrew Carlton, and then just really only like 2 or 3 players that don't typically start. Vassell was benched in the beginning. Probably getting some rest, getting ready for the for the playoffs. So multiple people got put in as subs in the second half. Fareed got put in there. Metcalf came in for Guido, and Jackson came in for Cal Adams, and Ebenezer Akon went in for Grant Stoneman, and then later on Conway stepped out for Morgan Hackworth. So there you go. What do you think, Miguel, on a couple of notes there that I mentioned?
Yeah, you know what's I kind of feel like a part of me thinks like it, like I said, like I mentioned earlier, it wasn't a game to win, it wasn't a game to lose. It was just a game, right? There was no technical advantage for the loyal to whether win or lose this game. I think maybe it could have been one of those things where, yeah, do you want to play to win and get the momentum to the playoffs, or do you want to give some of your guys more time, see how they react in the in-game environment, see how they react against a team that is, that's essentially, that's fighting for a playoff spot, right? I don't know. Let me see. Were they fighting for a playoff spot?
They're just fighting for positioning.
Yeah, they were
Sacramento.
fighting for position, right? So they were
Yeah,
actually, yeah, they were trying to get a better position in the table.
yeah.
Um, and they ended up doing that. They got their home field advantage. I'm pretty sure that's what they were fighting for. And it's one of those situations where I think Landon Donovan maybe thought, let's get some of those kids out there, right? Coca Vega going, getting out. I think it's probably a smart move. I mean, the guy's been a workhorse all freaking year, man. If it's not Vassell, then Coca Vega's a clear second for MVP, in my opinion. Um, Even with the amount of goals that have been kind of let in, the fact that he's back there and he's given his all every single time, is it's one of those things where you kind of respect about the guy. But at the same time, playoffs are coming around. The guy's been playing all year. He's essentially our sole goalie. At this moment, because there's no close second right now. We have a backup, but he is our starter, and that's it. There is no debate in his position. He's it. So I think giving him the rest a little bit, it was good. Maybe not that. Maybe that's probably not the way he wanted to go. With three quick goals in the first 15 minutes. Um, but yeah, that's. I mean, I think that was okay with him. Andrew Carlton, like I think you're right, man. He's got the potential. And you see it. Uh, it again.
That sigh, huh? That sigh of
It go,
frustration.
Yeah, it goes back to the whole like was all that worth it, for the performances that we've been seeing from him. I mean, if I thought it was like I mean, I think I told you like when this whole thing started, right? I'm willing to give him a chance, he's like if he said one thing he wants to do it, that's perfectly fine. I'm sure the guy's playing his heart out, but at the same time, I don't think it was actually worth all the drama that kind of came with them. Um And, maybe he might come back next year. You never know. I think there's actually a really good chance that the Loyal will re-sign him next year. Um, but m- he's going to have to do a lot of improving because for all the issues and all the trouble that we went through as a fan base, for him to come on and not produce the results that were kind of not promised from him, but expected from him, I don't think it was worth it too much. Um, and yeah, I mean, it's just I don't like the result in Sacramento. Like I said, it wasn't a game for us to win or lose, but I don't like the result. But I do like the fact that most of our guys got a rest. Like Vassell didn't go in. Um, he like he just needed to relax a little bit, man. And I
Yeah.
think we have a different game plan coming for Oakland, and I'm pretty sure. I want to say the team's prepared. I've said that every single week, and some weeks have let me down. Some weeks they were right on the money. But I want to say they're ready and they're prepared, and I think we're gonna give Oakland everything they can handle on Sunday.
Yeah, that's what being a coach in any sport is so tough because you're trying to manage, right? That who should I start the last game? We're already clinched in the playoffs. I want to maintain some competitiveness within the squad. I
Yeah,
want to check out some different players. So it's tough to be landing in that respect. But now it's game time, right? Now it's you don't have to worry about that. Now you have to worry about what the best players are 11 best players are right now that are going to give you the result of a strong win. And for the first playoff match ever at Torero Stadium, so let's not forget about that. So that's going to be historic at Torero. It's going to be an exciting night. So obviously we're going to be showing up there and expecting for Loyal to win, and then for all the players to give it 110%, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, so Oakland, a lot of people are in social media are a little bit you know uh concerned in essence, about wanting to play them. I know whoever I think that we were gonna play wasn't gonna be easy, because like look at the bottom three of the playoff positioning. So pretty much 5, 6, and 7. 5 is New Mexico. 6 is RGV. 7 is obviously Oakland, who we're gonna play. But look, right just below them, they have the same points, but the differences, the goal differential and stuff like that, was against El Paso, and Las Vegas Lights was just a ninth.
Yeah.
Literally just 1 point, from seventh, and also Phoenix Rising was just 4 points away from possibly getting a playoff positioning. So imagine us either, we weren't sure who we were going to play, but we could have potentially have been playing, either Phoenix, Vegas, El Paso, and Oakland, and then obviously what happens playing Phoenix. El Paso wasn't going to be easy neither. RGV was going to be easy neither. New Mexico, if they would have slipped a little bit. But Oakland is that team that a lot of people are saying that that's going to be the match that they don't want to see. I kind of did want to see it. Like I said, I think it's going to be a very exciting match. I'm already picturing it being very physical, and the refereeing is going to be vital, I think, for this match. I think that Oakland's going to come in and they already know how to play Loyal. They're going to try to disrupt and be physical and kind of get in the heads of the players, because I think they have a very physical squad over there. And I think they're going to know how to play us at Torero, and they're going to try to do the same thing, kind of get our heads out of the game plan, because they know that we're going to be playing at home, that buzz of the playoff buzz. So I just see that, I kind of predicted maybe a red, in this match, and hopefully it's against Oakland. But I
Yeah.
think the refereeing is going to be very, very important. And if anyone's been obviously watching other matches in the USL, there's been a lot of questionable refereeing lately in the past couple of months. I want to say like 3 months now. There's been almost like every week there's been some questionable refereeing, either at
Yeah.
a match across the conferences, right? But yeah, so we're gonna go against Oakland. I think we are gonna pull it off and get a win, but I think it's just really important that Landon Donovan kind of puts that in the heads of the players that like this is playoff time. You gotta be focused at the game plan and not let the players kind of get in your head, and that's gonna really be up to the players and our part from Loyal to kind of understand that, and then kind of just focus on the play and then getting some goals, because we need to get some goals in, and it's gonna be tough against them. I think this will be a tight game. I would say it'll be in my eyes, I see like a 2-1. Like a 2-1 prediction there. I think Loyal will win, but I don't think it's going to be a blowout like a 4-0, nothing like that. I think it's going to be tough. What do you think there?
I think it's going to be 1-0, to be honest with you, and it's going to be in extra time. It's you know what, and I'm being I'm j that's a cautious prediction. Let me just say that. That's a very, very cautious prediction. That's just me not wanting to sound like a complete, like Homer, right? Um, I do think San Diego Loyal does have what it takes to beat Oakland. I in the bottom of my heart, I want to say they're going to crush them, but to be conservative, 1-0 in extra time. Like, I think that's kind of the way it's going to go. Um, and after that, it's just, what is it, 4 more games till we just got to win 4 more games, right, to be champions. Um,
Yeah.
I will say this though, I'm actually in San Antonio this week for work. I wore this shirt out to dinner tonight, and
Oh.
I got 2 to 3 people like flip me off. So it's actually the
Uh,
rivalry's there, man. San Antonio knows who we are, and obviously we know who San Antonio is. And I just want to make sure that I want to see them in the final for the Western Conference for sure.
were you wearing your Padres hat too?
I was wearing my Padre hat yesterday when I got in, when I landed, and I have my
Oh,
jersey. I brought my jersey with me. I have my hat. First thing I'm gonna do is like tomorrow right after work, I'm gonna go to a bar and just sit there and just watch the entire game. So I'm ready, man. I'm not missing out. I mean, these next 3 weeks are gonna be so amazing for all of us as a city, and
yeah.
I definitely don't want to miss out.
Yeah, man, they probably hate you because they probably hate Loyal. They probably hate San Diego in general. They hate California, California. So,
Oh
there's
man, do you have no idea how many times people say, "Oh, I'm sorry you live there." I was like, "I'm not
oh,
sorry. I'm not. I'm
what?
not. I'm not sorry."
If you're gonna
But
live anywhere
geez,
in California and then for
man,
someone to tell you I feel sorry you live in San Diego, that's no, I gotta look at you and be
dude,
like, you're tripping. You're
honestly,
tripping, dog.
I think 95% of the time, and this is not exaggerated. 95% of the time when people ask me where I'm from, I say from San Diego. They say, "Oh man, it's beautiful, but it's so expensive." And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
we
like
know that, but it's not like I'm sorry
sunshine
for
tech.
you, you
I'm
know?
not. Don't feel sorry for
Yeah.
me. Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
I'm yeah,
If I would if I told you I live in Riverside or Hemet or something like that, or I'll feel sorry for me, but I live in San Diego, so please don't feel sorry for
yeah,
me. If I'm living here, it's because I choose to live here because it's a great city, and like I
yeah,
wouldn't want to live really anywhere else in California, But if I but I mean, there's nothing for for you to be sorry for me for. I'm TJ's right, a couple of minutes away, the beach, So I mean, California's, they're coming here and then they're saying you're sorry you live there. Well, why are you coming here then? You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Exactly,
you know how many
exactly.
Texans I deal with, at work, that are here, like I'm not asking them like, what the hell you doing here? Go, like they're all coming here for a reason. They're coming here because so many people from the Midwest are coming here, and for them to say something like that, they're just hating, in my opinion. But that's really funny. But speaking of kind of like that rivalry, you can say Texas, California, but here we're going to the NorCal, SoCal. You want to see rivalry there with Oakland, so expect some supporters from Roots coming down. Obviously, I don't think they're going to even be anything whatsoever of drowning out any of the noise that the supporters of Loyola are going to be bringing at Torero Sunday night. So, um, so yeah, it's gonna be a great matchup. You got your prediction. I got my prediction. Any news? Any news in regards to anything? Because I want to get into some hot topics here, kind of some juicy topics about a Wave, who appeared over there, kind of stadium thoughts. But any news you want to put forward from Chavos? Anything at all?
I know we're gonna be starting our like I said, the turkey drive is coming up pretty soon. That's gonna be coming up like maybe I don't know. We're gonna start ramping that up here in the next couple weeks. Adrian's been working really hard for it, and then that's pretty much it for loyal. I mean for Chavo's news. We just gotta make sure everybody's there at on Sunday. Supporting the team.
Yeah, yeah, there you go. Excellent. So let's see what happens there with the matchup against Oakland. I haven't heard anything about any pre-gaming, if there is going to be a barking lot or not. Have you heard anything about that?
No, no, you know what? But at this time, I think we've talked about it. Especially with with everybody in the leadership. It's like death. It's been our home. They've been nothing but nice. They've been nothing but kind to us. Since the beginning. And as of right now, until something pops up, it's death brewing for the pregame.
Yes, and that might be a good idea too, because if the Padres end up playing on Sunday, at some
We need a
point,
TV.
yeah, exactly. I'm pretty sure if they are playing and the parking lot does occur, it's probably gonna be minimal attendance because a lot of people are probably gonna be watching. The game's probably gonna be during like the early afternoon, the Padres game, because it would be on the East Coast, right? Being Philadelphia.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure it'd be like at 2 or 3 Pacific time, or even maybe like sooner. But like, yeah, 2 or 3 possibly. So that's going to kind of cut into, the loyal match, or possibly a pre-gaming or like Barklar or whatnot. So it'd be kind of a good idea to probably have it how you said, either at Deft or Coronado or whatnot.
yeah.
Um, yeah, yeah. All right. So I wanted to get into a kind of some juicy little kind of hot takes here. I wanted to see, obviously, well, We had some Padres that were special, making special appearances last night at the Wave match, and I just kind of got it thinking in my head, just that Snapdragon is kind of one of those. Well, obviously it's a new stadium. They have a bunch of suites. We've been talking about it for a couple weeks now, and it's a place to kind of like you can have special appearances there, just because of the suites. They can come in different routes. If, whoever's VIP, you want to make a quick, secret entrance,
Yeah.
and there's a space to do it. There's a opportunity to get someone in and out quickly, or not even that. They want to be with the supporters, and there you go. They're going to be with the supporters, right? Something that Torero is going to kind of be difficult to do. So we'll kind of see if there's any special appearances at the Torero, home playoff match with Loyal. But the main point here, what I'm trying to say is that a Snapdragon is modern stadium, has the amenities and it's like the whole vibe. Having a playoff match there, it just fits like the whole like first division. New jumbotrons, music, pyrotechnics, fireworks, all that stuff, and I know Torero can offer that as well, but not on a modern means as well as Snapdragon. But if Loyal does end up doing well in these, if we win against Oakland this weekend and potentially reach the final, what do you think about possibly if Loyal should look into having the final? Well, even if it would be played, at home at Snapdragon, potentially having just that buzz of because of San Diego. Not they're gonna be able to outgrow if we go to play the final the Torero occupancy of the stadium. I think so maybe some people are talking about possibly trying to push for having it there. But I kind of want to see what your thoughts are on just having the Padres, some of the players being at the Wave, and just how exciting it looked like on TV. Having a win for Wave, obviously a win for the Padres, a few days prior. And then having like, the new stadium, Mission Valley, in front of, over 30,000 people, and potentially having a Loyal's turn there if we do reach the final of, and what can potentially be our new home over there.
Yeah, I mean, I was watching the videos online and man, it looked freaking awesome, man. It looked electric. Um the pack the house was full. I had a bunch of family members that went to go to the game. And the important part about it was a lot of family supporters. It was a lot of people that loved the Wave and they went there for the Wave. Um it would be really nice for us to be able to pull a crowd to be able to go in there. And I feel like the only way we would do that this season is if we make it all the way to the championship. Um, I don't know what kind of deal the Loyal have with USD regarding playoff matches and stuff like that. If they have to play the playoff matches for the season there, it may be easier said than done to say, hey, just move it over to Snapdragon. It's like, well, I mean, you gotta think about it. If you're gonna do that, then the San Diego Loyal have to buy the banners, to be able to
Mhm.
fill those seats, to be able to make it look like a home, right, for them. Because right now the San Diego Wave, they have that place all decked out with their branding. Do
Yeah.
the San Diego Loyal have enough time to be able to come up with all that money to be able to brand that stadium for their final? Possibly not. So that could be a reason why the stadium wouldn't I mean, the final wouldn't be played there. It would be great because, the capacity obviously, but at the same time, I mean, it's a home game for a reason. It would be fun. It would be a good idea to see it there. Um, especially like you're talking about, I mean, VIPs can go there, check it out. The suites are there. Everything would be awesome, but I don't know if it's doable for this season just yet, but I mean, but I do agree with you, man. The way the Wave filled that place up, it felt like a top notch soccer stadium. I
Yeah.
mean, it was loud. It was very loud. So
It's like you're watching Champions League or something,
I don't know. I don't
watching
know about that.
for
It
San
was
Diego.
Yeah, yeah, no, but it was definitely looked like a good atmosphere, and you could tell, man, the supporter section right there, the sirens, man. They had that place. It was rocking in there, man. It was pretty cool to see. And they have that big drum. Jerry did a really good job. Promoting the like the game to everybody in our SGs and stuff like that to go out there and be able to go and support. Um, it's definitely they've already those San Diego Wave have already proven that stadium is ready for soccer, you know,
Yes.
and I want it to be us so bad. I don't care if it's in the MLS or the USL. Like I'd much rather just build the foundation, but I want to start building the foundation in Snapdragon because that stadium is built for soccer. We got to start filling that up.
Yeah. I'm happy you brought that up because it made me think right now. Just about I'm not sure if you saw the talking about MLS, the Red Bulls matchup. Um, that they had really horrible attendance a couple of days ago for their playoff matchup. And so a lot of people on social media were just talking really negatively about MLS in regards to what's going on with the situation with the New York Red Bulls. That they kind of just had lost that value. That a lot of supporters aren't going really supporting the club anymore, just because there's really no big names. People are saying that the soccer there at at the Red Bulls stadium or the players is really kind of just lame. They had, it's just a lot of people are just not interested in going. And also right there, you got to New York City, you know, uh, the team over there in New York City that playing in a baseball field and stuff like that. So you still got those rumblings as like kind of a whatever an embarrassment for MLS that you have such low attendance for an MLS match. But yeah, you look at over here, obviously we have a smaller stadium, but you got that atmosphere. How you just mentioned about
Yeah,
Wave, bringing in that atmosphere and Snapdragon, and how you just said that it is built for soccer being played there. In regards to it's for me, like I loved it. I think it was a perfect.
yeah,
Um, Now I won't say perfect, but I mean I think it's being there. I felt like I was in a soccer stadium with the whole supporters section, just all the amenities around and stuff like that. But the point here being is this that even if Loyola don't play any games there, I really would like for us to move there next year. Um, I'm not gonna get into all like the whole thing about well, can we fill it up or not? Whatnot. I'm not worried about filling it up. As long as we can get about 10 to 15,000 people there, I think it's gonna be a really great vibe. And I think like from how you just mentioned too, people are seeing on TV, just like how the
yeah,
feel there when you're there, it doesn't, you feel like you're in a first class, stadium, with,
yeah,
it just feels like you're like in a different, like it kind of puts you in that place that you're watching first division soccer, you're watching a first
yeah.
division team. So I think Loyola should go there next year, and potentially, MLS is going to be looking at that because it looks like they're having attendance issues in the playoffs right now.
And I
And
mean, that's a great point, man. And I don't mean to interrupt you, but I mean the point there is that just because cities build stadiums, they still need to get the fans out there. I mean, I'm watching the Dallas Minnesota game right now, right? It's already the 47th minute of the second half, and I mean, there's like there's maybe like 70% of the seats filled. Like, and that's
yeah,
Dallas, and this is a playoff game. Like,
yeah,
what the hell? In New York, the Red Bull Arena. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if you've ever had a chance to go, but Red Bull Arena is a gorgeous stadium.
yeah,
But at the same time, just because you build a stadium doesn't necessarily mean people are going to show up. And I think that's a point that Andrew was trying to make from the beginning. Is like, yeah, we could build 30, 40, 50, 1,000 seat stadium, but we want to make sure that the team is ready to, and we want to make sure that the fans are engaged enough to be able to show up to those matches. And I think maybe that's why it was so important for us to be able to stay at USD for this other year. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. And speaking of that, just to kind of add on to this topic that hasn't been put out yet. We've been getting told, by leadership, from Loyal, Ricardo, that they haven't made a decision yet where Loyal will be playing the following season. And like how you just made that point, like I know that's a big question mark that you're seeing attendance at like Red Bull Arena, and kind of some other areas or some other stadiums in the MLS, and then but you're seeing what Wave is doing. You have to kind of look at all that. Look, what is San Diego Soccer City? Hell yeah, it is. Look at Wave. Right now, sports. I think you got to ride high on the sports right now. San Diego Padres are doing really well. Wave, are doing really well. Look at the names that were brought in for Wave. And I think it's you have to ride that wave, no pun intended there, right? But that wave of the buzz and excitement that I
Yeah.
think people are going to latch onto, and the people are going to be going to Wave or to the Snapdragon Stadium to watch Wave games. They're going to have a great time, and they're going to want to go see Loyal if Loyal comes in, and then we sign like a pretty top notch player. Well, plus, but we don't even really need to. We have Landon Donovan. We have Landon Donovan here. Imagine, everyone wants to go to Snapdragon because they want to see Landon Donovan. I'm seeing some people I was on Instagram earlier, and there's a lot of people that were they have some. I was looking at stuff about Wave having Padres players there. Obviously people that were commenting are more baseball following individuals, but when they were showing San Diego Padres players at Snapdragon, they were like, I didn't even know there was even a women's team here. So people are still, obviously this is the first year, but you would figure by now that a lot of people in the city will know that San Diego has an NWSL, professional women's, club here. And a lot of people still don't know. So it's like, but you're seeing in, Snapdragon Stadium, the environment, the buzz and the attendance. And then I think right now we got to ride it high. And I think it's going to be a tough decision to make for Ricardo, but I really do want to see us over there, guys. I really want to see, us over there. I think it's going to be a plus for us, and the attendance I'm not worried about. I think how you just said, like if you build it, doesn't mean they'll come, But I think the proof is in the pudding that what Wave is putting on there, that San Diego is a soccer city, and I'm not worried about it.
No, I'm not worried about it either, and I have all confidence in the world that the Loyal can, they can get to that potential. They can fill that potential, um, and like I said, it's gonna be up to this season, man. If they can ride deep, if they can get to the championship game, um, that it's gonna force people to see it. You know,
Yeah, yeah. So, but yes, so there we go. That was just my kind of my little hot take seats right there. On what's going on with Loyal. Again, it hasn't been announced on what or when exactly the decision will be made. I did hear, speaking of Ricardo, I did hear something about having a potential, I think a supporters type of celebration or like appreciation type event in November. I'm not sure if you caught that they were commenting on that sometime in November. I believe that there was going to be a kind of like an appreciation of the supporters of Loyal, having an event somewhere around the city, just to kind of give thanks to the season and stuff like that. And hopefully we're still playing. Hopefully Loyal's still playing. So potentially, it could be happening either when we win the championship or sometime in between, that there's still games going on. But we'll see about that. That's what I just recall from a week or two ago, that there's some talks about that. But yeah, I don't. I think that's it for me on this episode. I'm not sure if you have anything else you want to input here.
nah, I mean, just like I said, keep an eye out for a pregame watch party. See who's gonna be going out, where we're going out. And then if there's gonna be any potential maybe post game parties. Obviously, we don't want this to be the last time we get together. We're gonna start planning the the turkey drive again, and I know that our friends over at the locals are gonna be helping us out this year with that as well. So we have a lot of great things going on. So we just want to encourage everybody to show up. I mean, this is, not saying we don't want it to be the last game of the season, but it's a playoffs, right? So it's always a potential. So just for the
Yeah.
next 4 games, man, let's just all get together and make it count.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the matchup. I'm looking to make a day out of it, so I'm gonna be going to the pregame and hopefully a post game as well. So I'm really I've marked this when I knew this day was going on a couple weeks ago. I marked it on my calendar and I made sure I wasn't gonna be busy at all that day. That so I'm looking for, because this could potentially be, how you just said, our last time of seeing each other for a while. It could not. I'm hoping not. Obviously, I'm hoping we'll see each other for a couple more weeks,
The
getting
World
deeper
Cup or
into the
something.
playoffs. Yeah. Oh, yeah. In the World Cup too. So I'm looking forward to that. November is going to be a very, very exciting time.
Yeah.
Hopefully October for Loyal, and then going into November with Loyal as well in the USL. Hopefully playing the final, and then from there going to the World Cup. So this ain't gonna be just because USL the season might be ending. The championship is gonna be coming up soon. That doesn't mean that there will be events that we won't be able to see each other in as well, right?
Yeah.
So. But yeah, mi gente, well, thank you very much, everybody. Until the game's over, we'll see each other there. We'll talk about it when it's over and kind of see. We'll go on and talk about what the results is there, and then and
Could be a
hopefully,
happy episode, could be a sad episode. You never know.
yeah, we'll find out. Hopefully,
Yeah.
happy. All right,
All right.
y'all. Well, I'm done. Peace out, man. Thanks,
Hey,
Miguel.
see you guys on Sunday, man.
All right, see y'all.
Take care.